Alrighty, so I wanted to talk about this earlier in the week. Didn't find time for it. Something else happened, so I figured I'd combine both stories into one. So this is about layoffs happening in the video game studio world. The first one comes from Riot Games. And the reason why I want to talk about this, because it just kind of irks me when I hear things like this. I've seen so many video game layoff stuff that it's basically rinse and repeat. You know, everyone kind of jokes about like how stupid PR stuff is, but rioters, today I'm sharing a decision we hoped we'd never have to make at Riot. I'm sure. We're changing some of the bets we've made and shifting how we work across the company to create focus and move us forward for a sustainable future, quote unquote. So basically saying, about to be like, we're not going to take really accountability for the mistakes we made, but we're going to punish you guys. This decision means we're eliminating about 530 roles globally, which represents about 11% of our workforce, with the biggest impact to teams outside of core development. This also, sadly, means we'll be saying goodbye to many talented colleagues and friends across all areas of Riot. I'm sure he's crying. I realize this is awful news to hear, and especially hard for those who will be leaving us. Not by choice. To all the writers who are being laid off, we are deeply sorry that it has come to this. I'm sure you are. As CEO, I'm accountable for the changes we're making. We're headed in the future. As CEO, I am accountable for the changes we're making. Accountable. And what does this negative how does this affect your life negatively? You know, like the people who are being laid off and now have to hopefully can get a job, and you know, what about their families? What about, I mean, it was your choice, as you know, you made the choice. You say you're accountable, and maybe you're held accountable, but it's not you who's truly being punished. It's those employees that you're letting off that are being punished. Since 2019, we've made a number of big bets across the company with the goal of making it better to be a player. We jumped headfirst into creating new experiences and broadening our portfolio. We grew quickly as we became a multi-game, multi-experience company, expanding our global footprint, changing our operating model, bringing in new talent to match our ambitions, and ultimately doubling the size of Riot in just a few years. So it sounds like during COVID, you mistook everything and you hired a bunch of people because you weren't thinking, and now you're letting them go because you made a poor decision. Today we're a company without a sharp enough focus, and simply put, we have too many things underway. We have too many things underway, but we're gonna get rid of our employees. Interesting, okay. I mean, so you see all this stuff. Like, I mean, he's just sitting here just basically saying, like, we fucked up, but I'm not gonna get fired. I'm not gonna get let go, and I'm sure his team, his close team, won't get fired or let go. They'll let go of, you know, everyone else, of course. And this seems to be a huge thing with video game companies, as they could fucking care less about any of their development team, and they're just throwaway people. I think the worst part about this is, where is it? I want to be super clear about something. This is absolutely the last thing we ever wanted to do. I don't believe that. A decision like this has a massive impact on people's lives and on the culture of Riot. We're not doing this to appease shareholders or hit some quarterly earnings number. We've made this decision because it's a necessity. It's what we do in order to maintain a long-term focus for players. We're doing this for you. Good way to put it. A decision like this has a massive impact on people's lives and on the culture of Riot. We're not doing this to appease shareholders or to hit some quarterly earnings number. It's like, I'm not stupid. Like, how stupid do you think people are that they'll sit here and believe this? It wasn't due to quarterly earnings numbers or shareholders. I highly doubt that. You hired too many people. You hired too many people. You tried opening a bunch of fucking projects at once thinking you're hot shit. Now you realize it's not as good. It's, you know, like you rushed into things because all everyone sees is fucking dollar signs. And now you're going to punish those people that you brought in and made them think that you know they were a part of something more. So blah 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 bullshit. The one good thing is that they are doing severance pay, health benefits, and stuff like that for the people leaving. So I'm glad they're at least helping them. Now, I would love to hear from one of the laid off employees how well this assistance program really is, because it would be hilarious to know that, well, hilarious, but obviously sad to know that they, are so pompous, like, we'll still help you. And then it turns out they actually suck. But I saw that early in the week and I was just like, wow, these video game companies will keep being like, oh my god, we didn't want this. Meanwhile, I'm gonna give myself a $3 million bonus. Oh, whoopsie. Um, the next one is, and that was from Riot Games CEO, who I was quoting. This one is by, who was it written by? Tom Warren at The Verge. And I'm not going to try to just read it verbatim, just kind of go through it, skim it. Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees at Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox this week. ZeniMax, Xbox, Blizzard roughly cuts 18% of the overall employees, which there's about 22,000. Here's a memo from gaming CEO Phil Spencer. It's been a little over 3 months since the Activision, Blizzard, and King teams joined Microsoft. As we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our gaming business. Sustainable cost structure, which means they'll put money in their pockets a shit ton. Development teams, no, we're going to make them work overtime. We're not going to pay them as much as they should be getting paid, and we're going to fire a bunch of people. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're all aligned on the best opportunities for growth. As part of the process, we've made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 people on our team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible, I'm sure. The people who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part in the success of Activision, and they should be proud of everything they've accomplished here. Oh, God. It's the same. They're so great, but we're gonna fire them. We are grateful for all their creativity, passion, and dedication they have brought to our games and our colleagues. So we used you for everything you've got. Now that we don't need you, fuck off. Bye. We will provide our full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits informed by local employment laws. Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified. We ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with the respect and compassion that is consistent with our values. Looking ahead, we'll continue to invest in areas that will grow our business and support our strategy of bringing more games to more players around the world. Although this is a difficult moment for our team, I'm as confident as ever in your ability to create and nurture the game stories. It's so sickening. Just like with the last one, they're almost like trying to guilt trip you as a player and a consumer. Like, we're doing this for you. Huh, motherfucker? We're doing this for you as a guy who buys video games. Like, oh, like we're making this decision because we're trying to please you, the fucking consumer. Like, don't do that. Like, I would love to, like, say what you will about Nintendo because they can be kind of shitty. At least during the pandemic, the CEO or whatever was like, I will cut my pay to keep my employees. How come we never see a company do that? Especially these video game companies. Like, come on. Like, be there for the people who made you. This Phil Spencer, this motherfucker would be nothing without these employees who made the games for him. And so it's just like, no. Blizzard president Mike Ybarra has decided to leave the company as well. As many of you know, Mike previously spent more than 20 years at Microsoft. Now he has seen the acquisition through as Blizzard's president. He has decided to leave the company. Wow. He said, I want to thank everyone who is impacted today for their meaningful contributions to their teams, to Blizzard, to the players' lives. It's an incredibly hard day, and my energy and support will be focused on all those amazing individuals impacted. God. It's just, I don't know what's going on, because even my wife was saying, like, there's, like, tech companies laying off a bunch of people. It's just so crazy to me. Like, I feel like every year I see video game companies just bam laying off employees, bam laying off employees, and then you'll see video game employees talking about like they're working, they're being worked to death. They don't get raises, they don't get bonuses. I mean, everything is so cutthroat. Meanwhile, it's like they're the ones being laid off, and it just gives me this sick feeling in my gut playing these games, knowing that the people who gave everything to these games, and then they have a family, and they're being laid off, and they're being like all for a fucking game. You know, it just I don't know why this got me so heated, but it just makes me so mad. And I feel bad for these 1900 employees at Riot Games, the 500 employees. I feel bad for them because you know that they, for the most part, I mean, maybe you have some bad employees, but those people probably like went to school for, I don't even know what the degree would be, but I mean, they worked their ass off to make a game, and they're like, wow, I can feel accomplishment that, look at me, I worked on whatever. I worked on League of Legends, and millions of people play that game. Like, that makes me feel good. And they're like, bye. Your talent's not needed anymore. And you're like I gave everything for that. You know, so I don't know. Just want to talk about it. You know, all these dang video game layoffs, man. It is just crazy. And I hope for the best for the people who are still at Riot Games, still at Xbox. Like, man, you guys probably need to look for another job or go to I don't know, something. Just sad, you know. I want great games, but I want the people making the games to be treated right as well. So, I guess that'll be it for this video. I don't feel like it's right. So, as always, thank you for watching. I'm out.